Looks like this one's live. All right.
Please call the meeting February 11th, City Council to order, 6:30. Roll call. Huber? Here. Vansky?
Here.
Bendel? Here. Light?
Here.
Johnson?
Here.
Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have no public input.
We do. And I believe Dwayne Eldred is on public input.
Yes. I've got the Benton newspaper here and I see the city of Urbana in the minutes. And it said on January 26th, you had a meeting start at 6:30. You passed 4 resolutions and adjourned at 6:32 in 2 minutes. Can't hardly believe that, and I don't know whether anybody else would either. But then, over here, you have another meeting that started at 6:33. Why? It's my question, but I just don't understand why there's 2 separate meetings in one day. Is that to help the council members get double pay? Or what? They get paid per meeting.
Chairman.
Would the city administrator answer the question, please?
Yes. So the 2 meetings that were scheduled, the first meeting was to approve pay apps that were sent for the regular meeting last month, and I forgot to add them to the agenda. So the council had reviewed the pay apps, the engineer had reviewed the pay apps, and I forgot to put them on the agenda. So then the second meeting, we had a special meeting for budget that was already created, and those have to be separate meetings. So we started the first meeting, the only items that were on that were to approve the pay apps that were not added on the previous agenda because I forgot them. And then the work session is the following meeting that started then at 6:33.
I don't get it. I don't see why you don't have just one meeting.
So by law, if the city council goes into a work session for open meetings law, it has to be a separate session then that starts as a work session.
Really?
Where they have can have open discussion unless somebody else would like to chime in.
Okay.
I think what you're saying is it's already a scheduled meeting. If you have to add something else, it has to be a separate meeting.
Was both these meetings posted?
Yes, sir. They
Okay,
were posted in 3 locations. They were also posted online
all right.
ahead of time. And the previous meetings were also set during the last meeting, and the public was notified in January of the meetings that were happening.
All right, that's all I want to know.
And we certainly have the resolutions that you can take a look at. They're pay apps for the water storage tank and the projects for the pollinator and Bing Miller. So 2 of them were final pay apps and the other 2 were for the water storage tank and pump house. Did I lose it?
It's just,
Light, you're still here, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. I think it was the clock.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
To the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda? Or is there discussions?
I make a motion to accept.
And I'll second.
There's a motion to accept the consent agenda. We will vote.
Can I just ask a question? Are we accepting the agenda or approving the consent agenda?
Consent agenda.
Okay, okay, that's all. I'm good. Thank you.
Hubert,
Yes.
Basky,
Yes.
Bendel,
Yes.
Light,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
do I have a motion to open the public hearing on the general obligation corporate purpose loan agreement?
Make the motion to open the public hearing on the proposal to enter into a general obligation corporate purpose loan agreement at 6:35.
I'll second the motion. I'll second.
Motion is made and second to open public hearing for the general obligation corporate purpose loan agreement at 6:35. Basky,
Yes.
Bendel,
Yes.
Light,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Hubert.
Yes.
Public hearing is now open.
Okay, so the public hearing this evening is specifically for the proposal to enter into a general obligation corporate purpose loan agreement as defined for the principal amount not to exceed $940,000. The city has only received one email that came to council members from, Jen Bellew. And those were taken into consideration. They were emailed directly to the council members, so, but that is the only information or email comments that the city received. My
Is
other
there-
question is just simply to Mr. Eldred. You originally signed the public hearing about this. Did you want to say anything about it, or you were fine with the
What's
public?
it about?
Okay, so it is about the city going into a general obligation corporate purpose loan for $940,000 not to exceed. And it is in discussion for the capital projects that were shared online, which would include the 30th Avenue overlay, which is, I don't have that right in front of me. Does somebody have, was it 360? That we have the engineer quote for, or maybe Shane, do you know?
I want to say 343.
363, thank you.
363?
So the estimate from the engineers were estimated, the 30th Avenue overlay project from Highway 150 to Deer Run Drive is estimated at $363,000. And then the proposal for the safe route sidewalk in town would be from Shiloh Vista connecting at Endeavor and through to Ash Avenue. And that is proposed at, and estimated at $545,000. And of course, then the issuance and the fees. Again, the issue with the sidewalk, the plan is to go forward with as much of it as we can, at least on one side, correct? So until we get into the approval process and the engineer then puts in more money to it, we'll be sharing exactly what that pathway would be that's being considered. But right now, it's Shiloh connecting at Endeavor on South Street all the way to Ash Avenue.
Where's Charlotte?
Shiloh is the newest addition right here, the newest street that we have next to Endeavor. And of course, we did talk about this previously, about some opportunities for additional funding that the city is going to try and go after. I did receive confirmation, I'm calling it confirmation, from the county supervisors that they are going to commit around $63,000 to the 30th Avenue project. So that was much more than what I initially anticipated.
Wouldn't that be theirs anyway?
It's actually a split ownership, and Mayor, maybe you can help me with that, but it's been shared over the years, and West is ownership of the county. East, when we started the development, is ownership of the city, and over the years, we have been splitting the cost to chip seal that, which is why we went to the county a couple weeks ago, and I requested that we get money in dollars committed from the county. Actually, it was more than a couple weeks ago. And I just got that back. They tabled it once, and then I think it was yesterday's meeting. What is today? Monday's meeting. It was Monday's meeting that they confirmed that they are going to commit $63,000 to the city. Did I capture everything? Okay.
I want to clarify that Deer Run, we're going to the second instance of Deer Run. Right?
Yes, thank you.
Beyond.
So that there's actually 4 entrances for residents for Urbana, which is why Urbana was initiating this and not the county. And that's actually, if you round it up, almost 20% now of our population, with over, I think, 255 residents maybe right out in that area. I only know that figure off the top of my head from the state trails grant that we submitted that was going to go from that development here into town. So, which is a good chunk of residents.
One other question on the underwriter discount. Why does that look like it's a fee and not a discount? Maybe am I seeing that wrong?
I think that it is a fee, but it's a discount because we are a municipality, I believe is how that's explained. Because municipalities get a reduced rate, I believe.
Well, that number has the discount.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
You're right.
I would actually have to probably contact Maggie again about that, but she briefly discussed that, I think, possibly when the mayor and I were having a conversation with her, and I remember her saying that we do get a discounted rate, and I believe the municipalities, that is the lower. Isn't it a discount?
It doesn't make sense because it says total without underwriter discount is 21.5, but we're adding it back in on the balance. It looks like maybe it's a terminology
I think it's
backwards in my head. Discount to me means you don't pay that, or you reduce your overall by that. But it looks as though it's
I will definitely.
because it has the 2920,
I'll reach out to her.
29,020.
I can reach out to her about it.
It's a little confusing.
Isn't there something, I don't know if this applies to that question, but when the city borrows money, can't you buy down the rate? That may be something different, but it may be what that's applying.
It is something like that.
Discounted rate, but you have to pay it.
Yes, it is something like that. However, I personally do not feel comfortable asking that right at the, or responding to that confidently without double checking with Maggie, but thank you. I feel a little caught off by the question, so I would definitely have to follow up with her.
I would agree,
Yeah.
I don't feel confident.
I
don't.
I know what your question is, so I'll follow up with her.
Yeah, I think it's just a clarifying question.
Should have stapled my little packet together that you had me, okay, there it is. No, I got it, it's just, it's not stapled together. And you're asking specifically the underwriter, okay, yep, I'll ask her about that.
Is there any other public input during the public input stage? Do I have a motion to close the public input?
Make a motion to close the public hearing at 6:44 p.m.
I'll second.
I'm 6:44, is that what you said?
Yes.
Thank you.
Vote Vasky,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Huber,
Yes.
Bendel,
Yes.
Light,
Yes.
staff reports. Public Works Director is a written update. None from the Sheriff's Office, Building Inspector, none from our City Clerk. City Engineer, you have anything to add to your review?
I do not, but you want to answer any questions if there are any.
I saw them out high this evening today.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so basically, part of the NPDS permit, whenever you have these third acre or site over 1 acre, you're supposed to get stabilized within 2 weeks. But obviously, when there's winter weather, snow, that's considered stabilized. Well, with the snow melt we've had here in the last 5 days or so, we reached out to them and said, get somebody out here. So they're got on it pretty quick.
Move on to old business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks for coming.
Thank you, Shane. Do I have a motion to consider the two options that the council has for moving forward on the 305 Wood Street municipal infraction?
A motion to consider options on 305 Wood Street.
I'll second.
Vote Bendel,
Yes.
Basky,
Yes.
Huber,
Yes.
Light,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
city administrator will just go into the two options we have and the
Okay, so I have been trying to work a little bit here behind the scenes, as you guys know, old business with 305 Wood Street West. I am proposing that we have two options. We have, I've been working with legal, and option one, so we're all clear. Option one is to accept the deed for 305 Wood Street in lieu of the enforcement of the infraction. This would entail the property owner deeds the property to the city. The city would halt the municipal infraction process, and the city pursues trying to find, it says here demolition funding, but I'm going to actually take out the word demolition because I'm finding within the 3 grants that the city is reviewing and researching, this is actually phases that things like this happen in. So you can get grant fund phasing for the testing and the abatement process, because as you know, we have a pile of rubbish that has gone from the top to the bottom, and the property owner has walked away. So we already have gone through the nuisance abatement process. Part of that process was that we've already had a structural engineer that came in last year in April and deemed this to be a life safety concern. Also deemed this as needing to be addressed. So that's option one. And that would also entail then that if the city has the deed to the property, then the city has the right to apply for grant funding, meaning the city has to be the one that owns the property in order for the city to get the grant funding for all of these phases. And these phases, through which could be hopefully multiple grants, start with a grant that we could get at the DNR level to cover how the testing comes back and if there's asbestos, things like that. As you know, these types of things have to be carefully removed from a building and all this process. And that could be the first funding that the city would go for, which is the derelict building grant. And that is due here at the end of February. So I am behind the scenes working with lots of people, from the DNR to the ECOG to the attorneys to everything, to make sure that we follow this process since we haven't done it before. Option two is to proceed with a municipal infraction. So the attorneys, as you all know previously, are already involved in this. We've followed all the way through the nuisance abatement process. We're to the point now where the city would need to decide if we move forward to prosecute this infraction. So let's just say the initial estimate that came back from the first quote that we received is $60,000. The city moves forward with a municipal infraction, and we could be in the courts for up to 2 years. We could spend thousands and thousands of dollars in this municipal infraction process, which takes us to the property owner purchased the building for $7,000. So as you can see, he has no interest in putting forth the dollars to do this, because he's had lots of time just in the time that I've been here. So for this structure, if we move forward with the municipal infraction, the city basically would pay the cost of the building to come down in whatever capacity that looks like. Then we can assess the property owner so that that goes back to his taxes, which may or may not ever actually come back to the city. So, and that of course would then halt any opportunities that the city would have to go for a grant to try and, basically the end goal is bring down what's dangerous and what's a rubble, whether it's asbestos, whatever it is, to get this back on the tax roll. Meaning there are then multiple grants that could come later in the phase that could bring in partners that would work with the city to get the structure built back up into a business facade, could be however that works. And then that's a different phase of grant funding that cities, especially small cities, can get. And again, the end result with the municipal infraction is that our dollars would go toward legal, and then we're still in the end stuck with a building that has to come down. And my consideration is simply, with all the research that I've done, it makes sense for the city, in my opinion, to move forward with option one, because in the end, the city gets stuck with it anyway. Whether he deeds the property to us, whether we take the property through the municipal infraction and we pay thousands of dollars in legal, when those thousands of dollars could actually be used toward moving the project forward as match from the city. And then if the city has to ultimately in the end pay $60,000, $30,000 can be that in-kind match that the city does. And we're moving forward, and within hopefully 2-3 years, we could have this back on our tax roll. And I believe that that would be the ultimate goal, is to finally get a building that's been abandoned and dilapidated for over 30 years and help revitalize that downtown and get somebody in there.
Jennifer, if we choose option one, are we I didn't ask you if there was a resolution. Are we making a decision without a resolution on it, or what's the?
That's a great question. That was the same question the mayor had. At this time, what legal would like is for us to make a motion about which option the city council agrees on, so that they can go back and negotiate that deed or the next step. And negotiating that deed then is what comes back, that it would be an acceptance of the deed. So it would be a separate motion then. So that's what legal wants, is present option 1, present option 2, have the council agree on their option. I let legal know immediately which option you choose, and then they move forward with the negotiation or the infraction, and we come back with the resolution from legal. And there is testing, just so you know that. We do have some testing happening. Had to get the old rubber boots on and did that, but we're gonna have test results here hopefully by Thursday, Friday this week.
Oh, so we're- Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
It's yesterday. So,
Any other questions as to the options at hand?
or clarification. I know more about this stuff than I thought I would in a very short amount of time. So,
Welcome to crash course.
crash course is what I've been taking, yes.
I have no questions. I would make a motion to approve option 1.
Second.
Okay, so motion by Vasky, second
By Scott.
by Huber.
He beat me to it.
And can you tell me your option again?
Option 1.
Put it to a vote. Basky,
Yes.
Huber,
Yes.
Bendel,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Light, new business. Mayor appoints Parks and Playground Council liaison. Councilperson Light will be the council liaison. Do I have a motion to approve?
I don't, sir, I don't think that you need to have a motion because you are appointing. Is that right?
But it has to be approved by council, doesn't it?
This is a liaison, is this?
Just
is
the liaison.
Is
The
that
council
listed
liaison.
in the mayor duties to appoint a liaison, or is this just an informal?
It is I believe, an informal liaison role
Yes.
where the Parks Department will have a direct connection to a council member that's not city administration.
But it's not listed in the code of ordinances that says mayor appoints a liaison. That's-
Yes, it is
Oh, it
actually.
is in there, okay.
Yes, and
I'm
that's
sorry.
why we are
Then-
going through it. That's why I didn't think that we had to have the council approval, but I could.
Well, I've never done this before, so.
There are several that you say with, mayor appoints with council approval, I just don't remember
I don't remember.
specific, so it can't hurt.
Yeah,
We're covered
true.
this way.
Let's cover our bases
Yeah,
then.
so-
You're right, thank you. Sorry, Mayor.
That'd make a motion.
I'll second.
Vote to approve the appointment of councilperson Light to the council liaison of the Parks and Playground Board. Huber,
Yes.
Bendel,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Basky.
Yes.
Sorry, Light, you don't get to vote
That
this
just
time.
can't move.
I understand that.
I believe that's it, right?
Nope, one more, it's on the back
That's on
page.
that
Ah, there we go.
For a
Oh,
public hearing.
okay. Thank you. Do I have a motion to consider resolution
Make a-
2026-197 for the purpose of providing levy for the taxes to general obligation bonds.
I'll make a motion to consider resolution 2026-197 on the general obligation loan.
And I'll second.
Have a vote. Vasky,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Light,
Yes.
Bendel,
Yes.
Huber.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate what I told you guys earlier.